Hello, ma'am. What can I help you with today?
Hi, Dr. Money. I am concerned about my son. When he was born, the doctor said he was sexually unfinished, but to rest assured because he is a boy. I am confused. How is this possible?
Ah, yes, this does happen more than one might think. The doctors are correct, your son is sexually unfinished. Doctors have taken a closer look at your son's gonads and chromosomes and determined he's in fact a male.
How will this affect his behavior? If your sex is male, he will definitely act like a male, right?
How old is your son?
He is only 4 months old.
Well, first let me add you look great for just having a baby. But don't fret, at 4 months his gender identity/role has not yet become fixed.
What do you mean gender identity/role?
Gender identity is the same as unity and persistence of an individuality as male, female, or ambivalent, especially as experienced in self-awareness and behavior. While gender role is everything a person says and does, to indicate to other or to the self the degree that one is either male, female, or ambivalent. The two terms work together. You see, gender role is the public expression of gender identity, and gender identity is the private experience of gender role.
I have never heard of those terms. I always thought gender and sex were the same things. But I guess sex is biological and gender is strictly social.
Well, you must not be reading my work, because I actually coined the term gender identity/role. But you are mistaken. People see the mind and body as two separate entities when in fact they are very much interactive. They must work together in order to develop a gender identity/role.
So what can I do to assure my son develops a healthy male gender identity? I want him to be normal.
Well, despite contrary belief, gender differentiation begins prenatally. Tests are still being done to figure out what is going on, but we have strong reason to believe that hormones play a big role in gender identity differentiation, especially in the case of males. It has been hypothesized that like gonad differentiation, something must be added for male genitalia to develop, otherwise the genitalia will develop into that of a female's. Same goes for gender identity. These hormones do not cause male behavior but rather set a lower threshold for male typical behavior, such as rough and tumble play. Hormones predispose your son's gender role.
So there is nothing I can do? What am I paying you for?
No. Gender differentiation starts prenatally but is mostly a product of social environment. He may be predisposed to be more active than a female, but only you can reinforce this behavior. You play a serious role when it comes to gender identity development. You first need to be convinced your son is a boy. If you are confused, he will be confused. So my suggestion is first, hormone therapy with testosterone to help his mind and body become more masculine, and second, surgery to make his genitalia look like that of a male's.
Well, why does he need hormone therapy? If he is a boy, he should be producing it on his own.
You see, when a child is born sexually unfinished, an error has occurred in the release of hormones, or lack thereof. The masculinizing hormone most commonly used in therapy is androgen. This will help him develop secondary male characteristics, such as deepening of the voice or facial hair. This will be important during the time of puberty.
I am more concerned about surgery for a 4-month-old. Can I just wait until he is older?
Yes, it is extreme, but it is necessary in the long run. If his genitalia looks ambiguous, it will confuse your son and could develop into a gender identity disorder. It will not only help him become more secure in his identity, but you as well.
How will it help me?
It will confirm his sex as male, which will affect the way you treat your son. Although people may not want to admit it, they treat their sons and daughters differently. Once your child is born and pronounced a boy, it sets in motion certain sexually dimorphic responses. What clothes he wears, his name, etc. Rearing your child as a boy will increase his chances of developing a male gender identity. If you postpone the surgery until later, your son will be terribly confused and become ashamed and mortified by his genitalia. He will not know whether to behave like a male or female, and most humans cannot handle such inconsistency.
So I should reward him when he behaves like a boy? Anything else? I want to make sure I get my money's worth. Ha ha, get it.
That is original, but yes. Parents usually reward gender behavior subconsciously anyways. The most important thing you can do is to make sure you and your husband have clear distinctions on what is feminine and what is masculine.
Why is that?
During this critical period of gender identity development, your son will identify with an older role model of the same sex, most likely your husband, and learn appropriate behaviors for boys. He will also learn by complementation to the person of the opposite sex, most likely you. It is important for your son to know there is male and female behavior because he will learn both.
You are starting to lose me.
He will code male behavior and female behavior as two different schemas. Male behavior is how he should act, and female behavior is how he should not act. Knowing both behaviors will help him interact and communicate with females.
So if I do what you say, my son should develop a normal gender identity role of a male.
Yes, your son is very young and his gender identity does not become fixed until about 18 months. As long as you are reinforcing his male behavior and present a clear boundary between what is masculine and feminine, your son should be okay.
Thank you so much, doctor, for all of your help. I feel so much better and not confused. Which means my son won't be there.
Good luck. And feel free to see me anytime with questions.